As the devastating flood, which has claimed over 600 lives in Nigeria, starts to recede, those worst impacted are yet to recover and are seeking urgent help. Our correspondent, Amaka, here visited the victims in rivers on Akwa Ibom State with connected developments that's Africa's leading civil society organization and fight.
The East-West Road in River State. This is a road that commuters say will take them about 10 minutes on a regular day to cross over to other riverine communities in Bayelsa and even Delta State. But today, they say it takes them about 3 hours to cross over. And normally they would spend about 200 naira going through. But today, at least 2,000 naira is what they have to part with before they get to their destination. But the impact of the flooding on this road is not limited to that, because even the children, instead of being in school, are here hunting for fish so they can feed.
In 2022, devastating floods affected more than 2 million people in various parts of Nigeria. Data provided by the federal government of Nigeria indicates that 1.4 million people were affected, with over 603 casualties and approximately 2,400 injuries. In this documentary, we assess the impact of these events and how they have affected communities in rivers and Akwa Ibom State, particularly in terms of their impact on education and livelihood. Our journey begins by engaging with the heart of these frontline communities, where residents share their personal stories and reveal how the recurring floods have disrupted their lives.
We experienced flood last year on the date of 12th October. Suddenly, it was a surprise thing to us. Before we woke up in the morning, everywhere we were flooded. Even the food we kept on the floor was sinked in the water. Even the cassava we soaked was covered with water, foams, chairs, and some other things in the room. So we run helter-skelter to make adjustments of carrying them from the water. No way. And there was no road again. We don't even know where is road to pass and convey our properties and ourselves to run out from the water.
We just heard that flood is coming. It was unfortunate that we see a very big flood which we never even ever see before. And during the flood, we lost many of our property was lost. We lost souls. Even our farm, we cannot be able to mention what goes on with our farm. So, but we lost house. In this way, we have economy challenges. So those people that used to deal with mud house, their house collapse. And if you see how people just run here and there, you just pity us.
Many of us who lived in a mud house, our house broke down even when we are packing. And we saw reptiles. Some of us were chased by reptiles during the flood in our rooms. So it was very terrible thing on us, and we lost souls. Many were injured because we don't know that there are sharp objects in the water again, because everywhere was covered with water. So many were injured, many were sick, many for hypertension and got death. So all these things, and again, still hearing that flood is coming again. In fact, as you are seeing us, our heart was in sorrow. Our heart is sorrow.
Since that very time till now, government just refuse. They will just come here, snapping us picture, asking us many questions, but on their way going back, they just forget us.
Last time they came and interviewed us, nothing was done. I don't know if they are trading on us. I don't know if government is trading on these suffering children, suffering people. I don't know.
We are just facing a big challenges and we are suffering. And this year again, they will still inform us. We are hearing, we don't know whether a rumor. We are not sure that big water is coming again. So the challenge is much on our side.
If there was no death, we recorded 10 persons, male and female. A man died in the water. They raised him up, full with water. The stomach was full with water. The head was swelling up. They saw the death in the water. Aged man, a man of 90 years. So it was very bad on us. It was very bad. Some people lost their children because of the mosquito. No conducive environment. So many women that they were pregnant, they have miscarriage because no proper treatment. Yes, many of us, our clothes, we don't have clothes again. As you have seen us, many of us, we don't have clothes again. Yes, boxes were sinked in the water with clothes. So we need government to intervene.
We sat down with school authorities, listening to how flooding has affected learning in their communities. The despair in their voices reveals the depth of the damage done.
Here is Opacha 1 Community Secondary School, Idoha, in Ahoda East. I am the vice principal of the school. Okay, we are away for 8 weeks. We are away for 8 weeks. Throughout October, there was no school. Throughout November, there was no school. So about 2 months, the school was closed down. And that closure of the school affected the students very well. Because that was our, it was our first term. So those that have intention of coming to school were no longer coming. It also decreased the population of the school. Because of the flood, those who wanted to bring their child or their ward to our school did not. Some are not even back to school as I'm talking. I know a few parents that came last week and they told me they were here and they are still on, hanging somewhere in another village because they cannot go back to their own place. We also lost some kids. We lost one of them last year. They said they were carrying their load to cross so that they can come to the IDPO place where they camped them. That is this place. So the flood came and that child died. The parents and them, they died. So we lost one child, one student last year because of the flood. If the flood comes this year, I don't know what will happen to all of us because I am also a victim. Not only that, some of our properties here, the NDPO, the people that came to camp here, root all of them, spoiled them. Most of our decks were broken and they pieces them and used for firewood. So right now we don't have enough seats because of the flood that happened last year. So even our fence, the flood affected our fence. If we can go to that place, you see that place is open. The blocks are down because of the flood, because that side, the flood affected. Those fences are down now. We have insecurity. Sometimes too, the students will sneak to that place and go away when it is not yet time for them to go. We cannot control them again anymore. This is the gate. The gate men are there. The gate is locked. But you see that sometimes the student will still sneak out from that place and go away. And sometimes we'll be here. We wouldn't know when the good boys will come and harm us. So it is not safe for the teachers. It is not safe for the students.
As we delve deeper, we discover the schools that once echoed with laughter have now become shelters for displaced families.
I'm from this community. I'm married Pokurodo, and I get big shop. As this flood come now, both my big shop when I get don't collapse. He bought our house. Oh, they water now. Don't fall finish. Even if we toss them, they will come out here. We will go back go now. As I talk now, no, and me with 5 children for hand, and my children are since there they don't go school again. And only this one I just take run, come out from inside the water. Now I can't come here, come manage. So I go test that time. I don't know. So as I day here now, I feel I'm well. I don't know how to test that time.
We are not feeding fine. I'm not going to school because of the flood. The flood has spoiled my books and my properties. So they told us that we should come to the campus to come and stay. But the camp here, we don't feed fine. Mosquito is biting us and we don't sleep well.
In Akwa Ibom State, those affected by the flood share their experiences, and a common theme emerges as they highlight the significant impact of the flood-induced erosion in their narratives.
There are so many challenges, but some are superior or severe than others. One that is very severe is the ravine, the erosion, gully erosion. It has washed away so many houses. And I begin to think whether we are not connected to the government at all. Because most of the years we've been lamenting, crying, calling the media to see how far they can make noise for us and help us to be able to achieve that thing. It's not an achievement. It's a way of saving life and property. But it didn't come. Nobody came. When the state government started to come some 4 years ago, all they could do was to bring bag of sand. What has a serious running water to do with bag of sand? It moves it at will.
You see, from the experience, we got to this level when Udwan Street along Oran Road flooding was controlled. Majority of that water was channeled to this axis, and that alone contribute to the speedy nature of the gully erosion menace.
I built my house, nothing happened. There were some houses there. Then when they channeled the water from all this side of Akwa Ibom State there, down here. And they assigned a company that known as Malom Construction Company. They came here and excavated this land for them to channel the water, and by so doing, they put a cutter there just across there. And the cutter, what we noticed was that the cutter was too small for this place, for the water to contain. Then from there, with the heavy rain, the cutter started collapsing from the end where they fixed the thing, and collapsing from there till it approached the road there, Ororofia, where the site of that company was.
This land you have seen here was a normal land where people used to farm. Our mothers used to farm and send their children to school. And now, because of this emotion that started, he has cut everything, remove all the farm. People run from here and there, they run left and right because there's no way to farm again. And the water where they channel from, all the way from Odon Road down to Nwariba, they now channel to this place. It now destroy all our woods and all the farm where they used to farm here.
The water that is moving from the end of Ororofia, this Afaragbe I'm talking about, the water will go all the way to that place, and it started collapsing from the end of the ravine up here and pulled down so many palm fruit trees that were there.
About the job, the period of time is going to take. Right now, you know, the rain is falling. As you can see today, we're not walking because the rain is so disturbing. We can't enter the borrow pit to lift anything to come and drop. So, except we can only say that when it is dry season. But for now, we are only doing when the rain is giving time, we do our job. But when the rain is falling, we can't do our job. So with that, I can't really say precisely when we're going to be done with the job. But to the other sides, what you are seeing here is what is happening there. Because in every day that we are working, we are touching all the sites. I mean, the bulletin, the engineers, everybody are all out to get the goal that we need to achieve. So we are not playing. We are not playing at all. We are managing time. We are managing all the chances we get from the rain to make sure we fix what we can fix.
Cardinal Lekandem is one of the prominent schools that we know. Is a Catholic school. And as such, you know that Catholic produces quality students and leaders to the society and spiritual fathers. And as such, we have over 500 students in this school, and all of them are boarders. They are because it's a boarding school. So you see, if this collie erosion, as we see, the fence has been swallowed, part of the school is where we are standing now. It will continue to penetrate if government did not do anything about it. Certainly, the future of this country will be affected. The future of the state, Akwa Ibom State, will be affected because they said youth and children are the future leader of tomorrow. As such, if something is not done to remedy this at this initial stage and the school is being affected, coupled with the community, I want to believe the future of the nation and the future of this state will be affected.
Amendong me, Bobo Fok, get on me, I got 20 years, near Gamfano, Mbanga Bedding, or Memong. But I go, the big baby, and say, over meadow so close to Beddingham. Then I take it on me in my wong, a day to get them ready, the over a bugger. But federal government, go for me. 19 1993. So ida ma pongutum jen dia akok edi maran bo ko do mi yoko. So ya go federal government edi mam esi okukure mi because ini sen namaba ko di song mo akpogi song mi akana akok na nu fe nwe kredo. So ufoni ba ino nyin ndi rongomi adia ki erosion adia di benu fo awo imi fioro imi jo ini ga bi di rongaba ni da mi aso so ngati ti na fo kama di ni ko nke pe akuwo fo because akuwo fo ida mi imu mesete.
Each year, between June and October, these communities endure an agonizing ritual. The waters rise, entire towns vanish beneath the surface, and the lives of residents hang in the balance. The National Emergency Management Agency, NEMA, has consistently warned Nigerians about the impending floods, especially in the River Benue Basin. Finally, we sat down with government officials to understand their plans and preparedness in case of a recurring flood crisis. Their insights provide a glimpse into the measures in place to protect these communities.
As a ministry, we met with stakeholders on that sector. We are also looking at some of the causes of erosion, and what we identified is wrongful termination of drain by contractors handling road projects in the state. We have identified that and we have sent the list to the Ministry of Works, and popularly known drain in the state. It has been there for many years. We call Udoiwan. His Excellency Governor Moido has graciously awarded contract. So we consider illegal mining in the state, most especially on borrow pit, also caused by the contractors handling a road project in the state. And the governor of the state has given a marching order that there is no contractor that should open any borrow pit in the state without approval from the Ministry of Environment. So after that, we have to send the director in charge of flood in the ministry to go for inspection and look at the place, look at the coordinate of the place before we issue any approval. So we are doing all that so that our environment in the state will be safe and will be conducive. Federal government, we have a national emergency agency, and in the state, the office is under the deputy governor. So I believe we have done that severally, and I believe they are still planning to do more for the people of Akwa Ibom State. Well, our governor is a environment-friendly governor, so I believe we sincerely approve funds for the release of relief materials to the people of the state.
As the waters recede, we are left with a poignant tale of resilience, challenges faced, and a renewed determination to create a safer future for these frontline communities.
Are we living in this country or we are dead? People who are ahead of us, are they living or they were dead? Are they deaf or they are hearing?
If you go, know that we are not safe in this place.
and we are stranded. We are frustrated.
So we have no hope unless something is done.
So we really ask our government, especially the federal government, to come in and help us. We don't have any hope than our government to come and help us. Let them come and rescue us out of this mess. Thank you.